Hello guys, so today we'll be talking about mainstream religion. You knew I was going to talk about this very quickly and very soon. So mainstream religion is something that has always existed. We always want to explain everything through our eyes. Religion is another one of those things. There are many religions on this planet. There are Eastern religions, Western religions, and there's even religions around completely stupid things, like a pink unicorn and a flying spaghetti monster. And even fictional characters themselves have religions based off of them. Them. You can literally create a religion of whatever you want, essentially. We. But religion is a man-made construct. What do you mean by this? Are you saying you should be an atheist? No. Atheism is what you should not want to be. Because atheism is basically following the communist ideology that has persuaded the common Western world. The people who have the wool over their eyes. The people who have the wool over their eyes and believe in this stuff. Atheism and mainstream religion is basically two sides of the same coin. It's basically seen by the Pope endorsing these mainstream materialist views. This is the Big Bang Theory. Even though the Big Bang Theory contradicts a lot of things. For example, there's a lot of things and evidence against the Big Bang, but of course they won't listen to it and won't understand the real truths of the universe. And anyone who dares question the status quo should be silenced. And the Big Bang Theory is really taken as fact, even though it is called a theory. And should not be taken as fact. But today is not about the Big Bang Theory. It's about mainstream religion. The reason why I did bring up the Big Bang Theory is the Big Bang Theory is very similar to religion itself. Religion essentially is just like the Big Bang Theory. Heck, the person who proposed the Big Bang Theory used to be a Belgian priest, but they'll never tell you this as well. So what is mainstream religion? You know what it is: Christianity, Islam, and even Eastern religions. If when you have studied near-death experiences and other such similar experiences, they basically follow the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So basically, an afterlife makes perfect sense under the first law of thermodynamics, because energy cannot be destroyed ever, or created. So as our souls as well. Mainstream religion can't seem to see that and can't seem to understand the true nature of it. The closest religion to the truth is Buddhism. That religion is the closest religion to the truth. But mainstream religion installs a certain type of fear in people. Okay, be good or you'll suffer eternally. For eternity. You get one side of life, and if you screw up, you suffer for eternity. Both Islam and Christianity teaches basically the same thing. You're good in the eyes of God. Okay. There. You will be saved and be put into a realm of eternal reward forever. And if you don't do good, you will be sent into a realm of eternal hate and torture. Okay? Let me ask you this question. What God would torture the beings it's created? Okay? What God would torture somebody? If you really think about it, not even the most evil of people deserve to be tortured. I have done bad things in my life as well. Everybody has. Especially when they're kids. When they don't know any better. That's why we have to learn to be good. Good. We have to learn from our lessons in life. But if someone does something bad or something that's so horrible, you're telling me they can't redeem themselves? Okay? Everybody loves a good redemption story. No, and again, I'll get to this later, but again, just think about it. Both Muslims and Christians. Why would God torture you? Okay, I know there's a concept of an evil God, but if you've done something so horrible in your life, okay, you really think you deserve to be tormented and tortured and burned for all of eternity. Okay. Now we go into the next thing of what I hate about mainstream religion. Mainstream religion is inherently homophobic. Okay. If you really study near-death experiences and other experiences, the main theme of these experiences is love. Love. Okay. It isn't hate. It isn't evil. It isn't bigotry. Again, what both the far left and the far right love is bigotry, hate, and evil. But the main thing is love. Okay, the main thing is love. Okay, there are tons of people in this world that don't feel loved. I used to think that nobody really cared about me for the longest of times. I would push people away because I would used to think that life was meaningless. When I was younger, I thought when I died, I'll just be a ghost. I get to prank people for all of eternity. And then afterwards, I was brought into the lies of what school has taught me. The materialist, social, communist view of the world. The view of the world that they all install in your minds. They all install this fear as well. Okay? Religion installs fear of death in the other way compared to what materialism teaches you. The fear of death is, of course, the fear of eternal torture. The fear that you might be judged and be put in eternal torture. Again, judging is a human construct. We judge. Okay? But God can forgive you. Okay? God can forgive you. People don't understand that. Even the most evil of people, okay, they all have the purpose to benefit humanity. No matter how horrible the act is, it is basically for soul growth, okay? Each life you spend on this plane, this earth plane that we live in, this universe, this, you evolve as well. And you don't just evolve, you also try to evolve and help humanity in some way. Even the most evil of people choose these roles to spiritually evolve or spiritually help humanity. That is because that is what they have chosen. Okay? Here. And again, on Earth, there needs to be evil. There needs to be evil, and that's why the yin yang is such a powerful symbol. That's because you can't have the yin without the yang, the good without the evil. That's how the earth plane works. Because you need evil to evolve, to spiritually evolve, to grow, because you'll realize, oh yeah, being evil is wrong, and that's what you learn from evil people. They don't actually evil spiritually, but they pick a life of evil because evil people make people learn, make you learn from evil. Again, souls do not have any evil quality at them at all. But mainstream religion teaches us that souls can be evil. Okay, souls can be evil and must be punished if you get it wrong. You have one life, and if you get it wrong, you're punished. You're punished eternally, and you will have nothing else to do. Yes, there is such a thing as hell, but hell is not eternal because you create hell. Okay? Once you get out of the archaic beliefs, once you pass over, you'll realize that there's no such thing as hell. There's no such thing as eternal nothingness, which is what materialism has taught you. Once you die, you'll realize that you have been here before. That the spirit world is your true home, or the fifth or the other dimension, or the other world, as they call it in Dragon Ball Z, or the great beyond, as in Soul. You've been here before because every being's true home, regardless of how good or how evil they truly are, they know it's just an act, it's just a stage play, it's just a video game, or any type of analogy you want to choose. It's just the actor. That's why you have the term separate the actor from the character. Okay? For example, you can have an actor that is very nice in real life, but they can play one of the most evil and diabolical villains in all fiction. So of course, it is basically just that analogy. For example, the same thing applies with video games. You could have a video game voice actor, be the kindest person on the planet, but they could play one of the most evil it's the same thing with video games characters. Again, it's all just an act. Life is all just a play. A video game, you may as well, because a play is still staged. A video game, you have free will over what happens, and especially sandbox games. The best comparison I have to this, to Incarnation, is of course the video game analogy. The video game analogy works the best because in a sandbox game like Minecraft, you have total free will in Minecraft. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to beat the Ender Dragon in Minecraft. It is actually optional because in Minecraft, you have free will to do whatever you want. If you want to make a tower, a massive skyscraper, massive city, you can. If you want to do this, you can. Same thing with real life. If you want to basically do this and do that, there. And in a place like Minecraft, there's no real rules in Minecraft besides the physics of the game itself. The same thing could be applied to a game like Gary's Mod. Okay, Gary's Mod is essentially a game about creating things. Again, a lot of spirits have described that in the afterlife, you can manifest your own heaven. Because we are the gods. We are the creators. Okay? Again, we are one, but we are many. Okay? We are one, but we are many. And it seems that people haven't gotten that. Okay? It is not to merge with God and to cease to exist. It is to exist codependently with God. Okay? Or Source. Okay? And some people say they have been merging with God. That is the next evolution of a soul. You don't cease to exist. That's the whole thing. The soul is eternal. Okay? The soul is eternal. They just go on to a higher level of soul existence. Most of us will likely not even achieve it. And thousands, millions, and billions of years. Okay? Probably even trillions of years. Again, when you ask the spirit how many incarnations do you need, it might be an infinity amount of incarnations. Since some reach it faster than others. This. Like Buddha and a few others. But most of us are on the wrong ride. They're on the wrong haul here. And yes, you're likely having parallel lives. I wouldn't be surprised if I am living a parallel life right now. But of course, I won't know because I'm not a complete expert on psychic abilities. But now let's get back to more problems with the mainstream religion. Next is mainstream religion constantly edits the quote-unquote words of God. Okay, let's just take, for example, Christianity. Okay, reincarnation was originally created with Christianity. Okay, originally created with Christianity as well. The original beliefs of Christianity was very similar to how an near-death experience worked. There was a hell, but if God forgave you, you would go to heaven. Okay, but they changed that to judgment. Judgment is a human construct. Okay, it isn't the construct of God. Okay, the construct of God is that we're all loved equally, from the ant to us humans, to a bacteria in the middle of the ocean, to a crab. All living beings are equal. But if all living beings are equal, then why do we eat animals? That is because creatures that are eaten, it is a part. They chose it from their souls. Their souls chose a life where they'll ultimately be consumed because, of course, we are not the only things to consume. For example, a lot of predators such as cats, octopus, squid, many fish, including sharks and stingrays, many lizards, and many carnivorous frogs, even carnivorous plants, and a lot of bugs as well. We are not the only beings that eat others. It is a part of their contract to be eaten by other creatures. So they were the ones who chose that existence to benefit others so they can survive. Again, there are creatures that need to eat meat. Of course, on the other side, you don't need to eat. Eating is optional. I'll still eat, by the way, because I love eating. It's something I like doing, but it is an optional thing. So those people who don't like eating only think of eating as just the way to survive. They don't need to eat. It is not required. As well, same thing with sleep and all this other things that we do in a physical body. Of course, you can still rest, but you don't need to close your eyes every, day to do it. But we're going off a track. But again, all beings are equal in the eyes of God. The good and the evil. Okay? All creatures are loved equally. So all of us are loved equally and equally by all the God. But Christianity and Islam and other religions teach that God is a being that judges you, and if you don't And here's the biggest problem with man-made religions, was the man-made. If you don't believe in the religion, you're going to hell. Okay, this is the belief in Christianity and Islam. Okay, and again, when I said I'm not religious, people freaked out. Okay, people freaked out that I said I'm not religious. This, I almost, and before I discovered the spirit and the soul and stuff, I almost actually did become an atheist myself. Because I thought that mainstream religion was just completely ridiculous. So let's just use this for example. An alien on the other side of the planet that has no knowledge of Jesus or Christ. So you're telling me because they don't believe in the religion, they'll go into hell. It is completely ridiculous that an alien on the other side of the universe that probably believes in its own type of religions, you're telling me that they will go to hell. Okay? You know that's completely illogical? And especially the whole thing of gay people go to hell. Okay? Gay people. Okay? Again, love is love. Okay? God does not gonna judge you based off if you're gay or not. Okay? The only thing that's keeping gay people truly back from being accepted from society is religion. That is the only thing that is keeping gay people from being, fully accepted. For example, in many countries in the Middle East, it's illegal to be gay. It is not allowed in those countries. It is because of religion as well, and it's both Christianity and Islam as well. Okay, both of them believe being gay is wrong. Being gay is horrible. So you're telling me that gay people can't go to heaven for simply who they love? Okay, it is completely ridiculous and dumb. Okay, all of us are going to head to the same destination after we die, spirit world. Okay, you're not gonna head to hell if you have lived a bad life, because there are people who live bad lives. Okay, people who get tortured, people who do bad things. Okay, but again, that is the factor of life. Okay, the factor of life. And then some of the most ridiculous things mainstream religion has said is that animals don't have souls. Yep. I went over the alien paradox of mainstream religion. Okay, the alien paradox of mainstream religion. Now I can go over the whole thing that animals don't have souls. Animals can't have an afterlife because they don't have those souls. I'm sorry to tell you this, but animals are a subject of the same universal energy that we are all made of. Again, the first law of thermodynamics: energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form. When you die, you only transition to another world. But mainstream religion believes that you transition to another world and then you get judged. And once you're judged guilty, you'll be sent to hell forever. But I know a lot of people I do not like. Okay, that are pretty bad people. But even the most evil and vile people, deep down inside, the true self is not evil. That is only the avatar. For example, I have a grandma I don't like. Okay, it's probably not gonna change my opinion on her. Okay, but I have to realize that it was her soul contract and a spiritual contract of this wife. She picked the wife, and she picked to be a not good person. probably to excel my parents and her siblings' spiritual growth, essentially, to learn a lesson from them. Every person, whether good or bad, that is important in your life, okay, is important, okay, whether good or evil, is important, okay. I used to think differently. I used to think, oh, you know what, you're not that important, or you're not that great, or you're not that special. But in reality, because we're all living, we're all special. Okay? Even the homeless man on the street still is special because he picked that life. Okay? Because he has to learn something from life. Again, this most near-death experiences and other similar spiritual encounters go against all religion, goes against the communist, atheist view of society. Okay, it goes against the mainstream narrative. Okay, the truth does not care about the mainstream religion, the narrative does not care about the standard model that we still currently believe in. Okay, the truth does not give a crap about the mainstream religion. It does not give a crap about the mainstream. The mainstream is the worst way to view the world. Okay, again, for example, that guy with the Mario avatar on YouTube, who is an atheist and constantly boasts about being an atheist. Okay, for example, it was on a comment on the University of Virginia, studies about the afterlife, because they are studying near-death experiences and other afterlife phenomenon. Okay, an atheist literally was boasting about an afterlife will be proven false. Okay, if again, all you have to do is tell an atheist what happens to energy when you die. Okay, what happens to energy? Okay, tell the first law of thermodynamics states energy cannot be created or destroyed. Okay, yes, the physical body will die, but your energy and your spirit and your true self will live on. Okay, it isn't that hard of a concept for humanity to grasp. Okay, people are starting to learn to talk to ghosts and talk to people in spirit. Okay, because again, even Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, it's all in vibration, all in frequency, all in electricity. Okay, but again, the standard model has no thing for frequency, electricity, and all that thing. Okay, people need to stop believing in the standard model of things, because the standard model is just as bad as atheism. I will talk about atheism, okay, which is essentially, the way that you're taught in school, okay, the way they teach you at school, unless you go to a Catholic school, then they teach you about mainstream religion, which is just as bad, okay. Mainstream religion is just as bad for you as atheism, okay. Okay. And I was told that this was one of my purposes. Okay. One of my purposes is later in life. Okay. It was by these beings that one of my purposes that I picked was to be a person on YouTube, to sell my information on there. Okay. Okay. Because people don't know, but the internet is a very powerful thing. The Great Awakening is coming. Okay. Mainstream, we need, okay, people of all alternative faiths need to unite against mainstream religion and materialism. Okay. Doesn't matter what it is. Christian universalism, okay, New Age, Hyperianism, okay, Universalism Standard, which is the one I believe in, even Buddhism, okay, all very similar, okay. Many people have had near-death experiences, okay. We all need to unite against the standard view of the world, the standard whys that they have been teaching us, okay, the standard communist materialistic view that has been taught by the global elites to suppress the spirit, to suppress the soul, okay, or scientism, okay. I'm not against all scientist inventions. All scientist inventions will be good for humanity. I'm talking about the materialistic view of the world, okay. You know why science is unable to find the consciousness, okay? Because they can't. Because materialism has done nothing to explain it, okay? But the whole thing is, all of the alternative New Age and similar beliefs, okay, which are called cults, which are called false, okay, by mainstream religion, especially materialism, okay, we all need to unite against the one common enemy. The one common enemy, which is, of course, the two sides of the same coin, okay? Even atheists, even some of the atheists who still believe in afterlife because of the first law of thermodynamics, you need to help against mainstream religion, okay? A lot of people are turned off from God because of mainstream religion, because they see that mainstream religion is completely ridiculous, okay? Mainstream religion is completely ridiculous, okay? Both Islam and Christianity, both of them, okay? I have no doubt that Jesus existed and you know, and stuff, but again, the whole thing of judgment is a human construct. We view God in the eyes of humanity, okay? For example, according to human religions, God is a human, okay? So, for example, if an alien, I'm going to use the alien example again. If an alien died and passed on to the afterlife, if Christianity was right, okay, so you're telling me that the alien from another star system, let's just say Andromeda, okay, that they're going to be punished for not believing in Christianity, okay, not believing in Christianity or Islam, both of them, okay, you'll be judged and you'll be sent to hell forever, okay. They had no knowledge of this. They had no knowledge of this. And that's the big hole in mainstream religion, okay. The big hole in mainstream religion. I always thought mainstream religion was ridiculous, okay. That's why I never cared about it. Okay, because according to mainstream religion, you'll be punished, okay. Certain people, according to mainstream religion, will never go to heaven because they can't, because mainstream religion said no, okay. So what is the new thing, okay? We need to unite all of the alternative religions, all of the spiritual religions, okay? With some of these alternative religions are viewed as cults as well, okay? All the alternative religions, okay, against the big mainstream religions, okay, of the West, Islam and Christianity, and even Judaism, okay. And yeah, Forbes is right. Mainstream we don't need religion anymore. We don't need mainstream religion, okay? The whys of mainstream religion. The fact that they edit out stuff like reincarnation out of the Bible. They change things in the Bible to, make it more like a man religion, okay? More like a book of man, not the book of God, okay? They take out stuff and edit stuff, okay? And again, these are supposed to be the books of God, but you're editing stuff out and taking stuff out of heresy of the original religion. For example, reincarnation was taken out of Christianity. Okay, it was taken out of Christianity by the Catholic, by the Roman Catholic Church, and by the Roman Emperor. Okay, it was taken out. Okay. Okay. But it's not just mainstream wisdom. We also have to go against scientific materialism, which is the view that, of course, the view that, once you die, that's it. Lights off. Okay. I already made a video about nothing and how non-existence is impossible. By their own laws that science made up, by their own laws that they made up, non-existence is absolutely impossible. Okay, absolutely improbable, and again, now, okay, the real truth. Okay, but what is the real truth then? What are how we talked about the alternative? Okay, if you ask any of those any past life regressionists, they'll all say the same things. They'll all say the same thing. There's spirit guides. There is a heaven. There are dimensions of heaven. Okay, where all creatures live in harmony. There is a void-like healing room, an astral plane, where you go there to sleep and heal. Okay, there's a healing room where you basically are healed by, otherworldly magic things. Okay, there. And the most accurate to this is Buddhism. The most accurate religion out of all of the religions is actually Buddhism. The most accurate to near-death experiences, to what near-death experiences face. And then let's go over the other fear. Okay, I'll go over that way, the soul trap theory. Okay, that reincarnation is a theory, there is a soul trap set by cosmic aliens, completely ridiculous. Okay, is a soul trap by cosmic aliens. This is completely ridiculous theory, just like flat Earth. But but yep, there we go. So that is it about mainstream religion. So what can we learn about mainstream? What can we learn from mainstream religion? Mainstream religion is completely ridiculous. Okay, completely biased towards humanity. Okay, again, you're telling me that an alien, for example, is going to be going to hell because they didn't believe in Christianity. Okay, that's the real thing. Okay, and then what about hell? Okay, what about stuff like hell? And stuff. Okay, but you need to understand that you create the reality. Okay, you can create your own afterlife. And in the afterlife, you do have spiritual jobs, but in the afterlife, you're not forced to do anything. You have free will. So, if you want to spend a certain part of yourself doing a spiritual job, or looking after your loved ones, you can, but you can have a certain part of yourself as an incarnation, and 50% of yourself doing other things in the afterlife. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Always a certain part of your higher self is always in the afterlife, always in the spirit world, always in there. Okay. And yes, sometimes you might not see certain souls that may have already incarnated. That's because they have already incarnated and already are in your current life. For example, let's just use an example. Okay, let's just say Jimmy. He was born 1900. Okay, he had a mother and a father, and he had a sibling, 3 siblings. Okay, the first sibling died at the age of 24. Okay, but then he had the other siblings had a couple of kids as well. Let's just say 2 per kid, and they also all got married as well. But they all had 2 kids, okay? But one of them is either the grandparent or the grandparents, or that brother, that third brother that died at the age of 24, okay? So that person reincarnated into one of the kids as well. And some people of the soul family stay back and watch as spirit guides. Okay? They watch as spirit guides so they can help us. Okay? But the truth is about to be known. The Great Awakening, okay, is about to be known. The truth is about to be known. Because what really started this was my brother dying a few years ago. And then it really started to accelerate once, ironically, it was once these Rex and Pyra came out, because we know Etika, this mass YouTuber, really wanted to see, okay, Rex and Pyra and Super Smash Bros. Okay, he really wanted to see these 2 characters in the game, so they were added into the game, okay? And they were added to the game. So I said, you know what? I actually wonder what Etika thinks in the spirit world of Rex and Pyros and Guzen and Smash Bros. Especially if spirit can go into the real world. And again, in the spirit world, you have knowledge of everything. So I bet, Etika probably manifested a reality where you can play as Rex and Pyro and Smash Bros. Not Rex and Pyro, Pyro and Riffle and Super Smash Bros. Was as well. Again, in the afterlife, you can basically manifest whatever you want. Okay, for example, if you want to have a house, if you want to eat a ton of chocolate, you can do basically whatever you want. I think humanity needs to understand that we can create. We can create reality as our own will. Okay, we are multidimensional beings. Okay, we are multidimensional beings living a physical existence. Okay, once humanity starts to realize that, they'll step out of the wise. They'll step out of being normal. Okay, once you have already stepped out of the wise of the mainstream narrative, you have already stepped out of the normal. You'll see that you're more than dust. This body. You're more than dust. This body. You know stuff about the universe that you should know. Okay, you know the truth about the universe, and I believe after all of these discoveries, the afterlife is slowly and slowly starting to reveal itself. It is slowly and slowly starting to reveal itself. Okay, for example, people have seen ghosts for a long time. Okay, ghosts, and science is unable to explain a lot of the paranormal. Okay, science is still can't explain near-death experiences. Okay, I'll make a whole video dedicated to talking about near-death experiences, because it's such a fascinating topic to talk about on its own, and how near-death experiences are actually a window, a sneak peek into what's to come of the afterlife. Right. So there we go. It's around 43 minutes now of mainstream religion, the false wise of mainstream religion. Okay. Again, I stopped believing in mainstream religion years ago, because it is kind of bullshit. Okay. Why would a god punish us? Okay, or stuff like that. I already mentioned that in the video.